A.J. Wuest here, welcoming you back to Before the Four. Of course, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast. I hope everyone is having a happy Wednesday so far. My mic pack was muted right here, so I had to go ahead and turn that on, but I'm glad everyone can hear me now. Hello and welcome to Before the Four. Now, of course, wherever you're watching the live stream this afternoon, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your afternoon here. Now, let's begin with some of the day's top stories, and let's begin with talking a little about Space Command this afternoon. Now, earlier today, the Colorado Attorney General announced plans to sue the Trump administration in an effort to keep Space Command in Colorado Springs. Now, this lawsuit comes 1 month after President Donald Trump announced U.S. Space Command would be moved to here in the Rocket City. Now, Phil Weiser, he is the Attorney General in Colorado. He called the move to Huntsville, quote, unconstitutional, claiming it violates federal law requiring public notices and reports to Congress before moving a major military headquarters location. Now, this is Weiser's 41st lawsuit against President Trump, and of course we'll have more on this lawsuit coming up in our evening newscasts. But now moving out to Fort Payne, where yesterday we learned that an apparel company is moving most of its domestic manufacturing to Cleveland, Tennessee. Now, a spokesperson with Renfro Brands told 48 News that the company will be expanding operations in Tennessee, which is expected to create about 75 more jobs. Now, as a result of the move, the knitting and finishing operations currently done in Fort Payne will close. They say current workers in Fort Payne will have priority in landing those new positions created in Cleveland. But Mayor Brian Payne says the move will amount to a loss of over 450 jobs in Fort Payne alone. Now, layoffs as a result of that move will be effective on December 27th, and 48's Will Eldridge will have more on the plant closure coming up in our evening newscast. But now, let's talk about the weather. 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis lets us know. Brad?
Well, we got some cold rain showers out there today. In fact, the freezing level's down to about 4,000 feet. That's why we had a little bit of, I wanted to call it sleet, but it was actually some hail, pea-sized hail earlier today. You kind of look back here to the west. This is that upper level low swinging through. Instability showers and drizzle, poor visibility. This will last through about 9 o'clock this evening. 3 o'clock temperatures, upper 40s in Huntsville. How about that? 54 in Decatur, 51 in Moulton. All these temperatures will drop into the 40s as that cold core low rolls across the area through the afternoon. The heaviest rain should be gone by 7, but I still think we're dealing with drizzle, poor visibility, especially in the higher terrain as we go past 10 o'clock and all the way through the morning commute. Here's that 3-day forecast. Halloween looks good. It's the best day on the next 3 days, that's for sure. The clouds will slowly get out of here around 3 or 4 tomorrow afternoon, so overall it's going to be another cloudy day. Again, Friday morning could see a touch of frost, and the frost potential Saturday morning greatly depends on when the clouds move back in, because we're challenged with the forecast for the weekend right now. The models are kind of split, so we're going to start introducing a chance of some light rain showers late Saturday afternoon into the evening. Again, we change our clocks this weekend as well. I'll have a complete update of what you need to know coming up today at 4, 5, and 6.
All right, well, good deal. And also, if you're watching at home right now, you already know the drill. 48 First Alert Weather Extra. That is tonight at 9:30. And of course, you can watch that wherever you're watching Before the 4 right now. But First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis, he'll be back here in the streaming center and he'll have all the latest he's seeing on the radar. Feel free to leave a comment, any thoughts, questions, concerns you might have. Brad will certainly shout you out and he will work to answer any of those questions you may have. But you're just not going to want to miss it. 48 First Alert Weather Extra. But now we're going to head to break, but coming up, taking a look at the Decatur mayor-elect before he takes on the new role. And we're on your side speaking with an Elkmont resident who reached out to us for help after a rainstorm caused debris to clog a creek and ultimately flood his driveway. It's all ahead. We'll go through it all in 1 minute. All right, break time is over. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Before the Four. Now, in less than a week, there'll be a new mayor in the city of Decatur. 48 Sarah Grace Kennedy caught up with him and asked how he's preparing for the new role. Let's take a listen.
I think it means that the city of Decatur wants a new direction. I've been in a management and leadership role my entire life, so I'm accustomed to leading and managing people, and I think that's a big thing that Decatur needs right now is just fresh leadership.
Decatur Mayor-elect Kent Lawrence has played an active role in the Decatur community for many years, serving as a board member with the Decatur-Morgan County Chamber of Commerce. He tells me that he has three main objectives when he steps into office on Monday.
Number one is public safety, number two is trust in government, and number three is smart growth.
Lawrence says that he's really looking forward to working side by side with Decatur Police Chief Tory Mack. He has even come up with goals for the police department.
We need to reduce the crime rate in Decatur. You know, and we just do that through better policing. And then we need to be more involved with our communities and let them know that the police is here to serve them.
Lawrence tells me that he will be focused on making sure the Decatur Police Department is provided with the resources they need to do their job. Lawrence also says that he wants to make sure people have a voice in the community.
I truly have an open door, that I'm always here to listen to them and sit down with people and talk to them. You know, we will have some not necessarily town hall meetings, but community meetings where we can sit down and people get an opportunity to voice their opinions. The decisions that I make will be the decisions that I feel are the right thing to do, not the politically correct thing to do.
And now we're on your side in Elkmont after a viewer reached out to us about an ongoing issue with flooding in his neighborhood. 48's Nick Ballinger has his story.
Man, that's nearly $200 worth of quickcrete right there.
Larry Hampton has tried nearly everything to stop his gravel driveway from being washed away time after time during heavy rainfall.
I even tried to put some rebar down in to tie them all together.
Here's what his driveway looked like after a rainstorm flooded the creek in front of his house earlier this year, stopping him from getting onto his property in Elkton, Tennessee.
I cannot afford an $800 load of gravel every time it comes a good rain.
The issue is just down the road.
Now you can see it here. All of the limbs that have been cut from these trees have been clogged up in this culvert, stopping all water from getting through.
They came down through here and cut all this and left all the garbage in the creek.
Hampton has been pleading with city officials to clean the creek because after a recent surgery, he can't do it himself.
Everybody seems to be wanting to pass the buck that it's somebody else's problem.
Neither Hampton nor his neighbor caused the clog. A city official told me the Tennessee Highway Department was contracted to cut the limbs along Hampton Street, so I called them myself.
They didn't request on picking limbs up. They didn't, which we've done this for years.
Vice Mayor of Elkmont, Stephen Scott, says the Highway Department was only told to cut the limbs.
What we asked him to do was cut it, and that was it.
Not pick them up. He even says it's now on the property owner to clean it up.
Landowner owns that. Yes, we don't. The city don't. That's not has anything to do with the city. In some ways, it's unfair, but I will say this: it's going to wash down. I'm telling you, it will not stay in that ditch when that water gets up.
The highway department has now agreed to no longer cut trees on the property side of the creek. And after speaking with me, Scott says he will bring a resolution to the city council to find a solution to cleaning the creek, fixing Hampton's problem. In Elkton, Tennessee, Nick Ballinger, 48 on your side.
And now take a look at this. It's an effort to foster rehab and renewed hope. A county sheriff's office in Georgia is pairing detainees with horses, and they're learning valuable life skills. Chelsea Baymore shows us how they're preparing for a brighter future. Take a look.
3 days a week, you'll find 2 Cobb County detainees working one-on-one with horses.
All right, let's get you cleaned up for the camera there, buddy.
The 7 horses housed at a barn in Powder Springs are members of the Cobb County Mounted Patrol Unit, used for crowd control and higher vantage points at community events. And someone has to take care of them.
The program we've started has inmate workers coming out here to work at our barn, to work with our horses. They help us beneficially with chores and just the time commitment of running the barn, but they also get the benefit of spending time with the horses.
Feed them, water them, groom them if need be.
The idea is for low-risk detainees like Joshua Arp and Randall Hembry to develop new skills and take on responsibility to prepare for eventual reintegration into society.
But I've always been good with animals, so it kind of comes natural. It's given me a sense of worth, purpose.
Both men say despite having no prior training working in a barn, this has opened their eyes to future opportunities and changed their hearts.
I think anybody that needs a little softening, anybody that thinks they're hard or has been in the streets too long and thinks they've lost themselves in the streets, I think this will help them soften up a little bit. Come on, keep your head up.
Reporting in Cobb County, Chelsea Bime for Atlanta News First.
Pretty cool stuff there. And now let's go into the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. Of course, speaking with the Department of Human Resources about the SNAP benefit suspension. 48's Callie Neese will have that story coming up. Following up on the feral cats in Fayetteville, Tennessee. 48's Noah Cowell is on that this afternoon. And finally, more on a walk to honor Deschler High School student August Borden, who was severely injured earlier this year. And these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscast. And as I promised yesterday, we have Facebook fun today. What is it, 3:53? Plenty of time for some Facebook fun. And of course, our 48 Facebook question this afternoon: where do you find the best deals while grocery shopping? Of course, prices are so high, so you definitely have to look into those deals. There's some pretty good deals going around, but what I want to know is what you all do. And let's see what you all had to say. Brenda Black said Bruce's Foodland in Scottsboro. I've heard great things about Foodland, no doubt about it. We'll have to check out the one in Scottsboro. I go through Scottsboro quite often, so we'll be making my way out there. Della said, I check sales in different stores. Always a great idea to do. Checking the sales, coupons. If you have a membership card, maybe you can get a good deal there. Teresa, what did she say? I completely missed that comment there, but it'll circle around. Local grocery stores early in the morning, get the discounted meat. That is from Thomas. That is a very good method there as well. Deanna, Aldi's, Walmart, Kroger, Publix, Dollar Tree, and Sam's. I especially like Sam's. Buy in bulk. You don't have to go grocery shopping as often if you do that. Wanda said Stop and Shop, several locations, one in Henniger, one in Rainsville. Absolutely. And let's see, Teresa said Food City, and I am so glad Teresa said that because that is personally my go-to place for grocery shopping. Love my local Food City. They built a Food City recently close to my apartment. It's literally within walking distance, so I am going there quite frequently. Teresa, thank you for commenting, and everyone who commented on today's 48 Facebook question. Thank you so much. It always makes my day seeing y'all's comments, seeing what y'all have to say, but y'all, That is just about it for today's Before the Four. But thank you so much for sticking around, spending a bit of your Wednesday afternoon watching the live stream today. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you all enjoy our evening newscast tonight. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night.